What's up, YouTube people? We're outside working on driveway repair. I don't even know if this is our repair. This is our redo. This is the street, part of my driveway where you miss the street. So, this is part of already work done. What I've been using is taking that sledgehammer and hammering away. It takes about 3 or 4 bangs to break up about 4 square inches or so. So, most of it was, or part of it was already messed up. So the plan is to break all that up, clean up the bottom, dig up some dirt, make it nice and flat, and then throw some of that stone back in there and do a dry pour. I got 4 bags of Portland cement, 94 pounds. So we'll see if that gets us enough. Thinking about doing kind of like a rebar situation thing with some of that wire and make like a skeleton to throw it out there and use it for support. That slab over there, right there that you can see was done by the previous owner. He was required to do that to sell the house. So that was 5, 6 years ago. They left all of this undone all the way down on here. So, I'm gonna do this little bit. I tried some of the sidewalk, didn't do the best of jobs. Used the cement that has stones in it, so it was hard to work with. I'll probably redo that at some point. Might just use, if I have leftover cement, probably just angle that a little more, resurface it, make it a little more of a nicer kind of like a ramp, if you will. Take that angle away. But that's where we are. We're sledgehammering away here, trying to get this done. I thought I'd give you a little demonstration of how this is working. I'm just hitting away here and breaking this up. Definitely not easy work, but you can put as much effort as you want into how much drive you put into the hammer, and take two hits to break apart a chunk, or take 4 hits and go slower and save some energy. It's not easy work. We're gonna try to get it done, get this ready to at least pour it today, and then over the next couple of days we'll show the progress of how this is going. All right, this has gotten interesting. We are sort of framed and ready to go. We're gonna split the pour into 3 different sections. So that'll be the section number 1. Measure all the way through and made it. Divide the distance from one side at the widest end to the next, divided by 3, and put this piece of wood here along the top from the corner there to give me the angle that I want to achieve. I'm gonna go 3 inches deep. Absolutely don't have enough concrete. I think I was thinking of something else, but I gotta go deeper to make this last. It's a lot of work. We broke all the concrete, piled it up right here, and now we are going to pour we put some barriers here against the sidewalk, and then a 2x4 all the way along the edge here. And we're trying to pour next, and then we're gonna start the watering process. So let's see how that goes. All right, so we have everything framed up, and I went and poured. It took me, I had 4 94-pound bags. I went 3 inches in depth, and I used 3 2/3 of a bag for 1/3 of what I believe is going to be 1/3, or approximately 1/3 of the job. I poured it in. I have this, let's call it a beam across here to tell me where's my angle, and the 3-inch mark from the ground to the bottom of that. And then I would wish to have my stopper in the front, but that's a mistake I made, and then I wouldn't have been able to see my 3 inch mark without having to figure it out, like, make a line or whatever. But overall, I think things are coming along pretty good. It is very difficult to get this perfect. I'm not sure if once I pour the water on and we're getting ready to do the first mist, I'm not sure if when I do that, things are gonna get smoother or not. But I'm thinking once I get the mortar wet, I'll go over it with the shroud, with the finishing shroud a little better, try to smooth it out a little bit. But overall, I think things are pretty even. You just gotta, take your time, figure out how you want things to be done. There's my divider, that's some paneling that I'm using, and we're getting ready to get this first mist on. So we're ready to get our first mist on. One thing I would have, when I was talking about the leveling, one thing I would have done better, I think if I went and put, and I got the yarn over there on top of the compressor. What I would have liked to do was to get a piece of yarn to go from this end to that end, and do it all the way continuously from all the way down, to get my height, my desired height, all the way across. And so I would have looped it on there, so it'll be at the bottom half of the wood, or at the bottom end, and then staple it to the top of this 2x4 here. And then I would have just done that all the way across, and then I would have taken a 2x4 on top of my yarn, and then just scrape back and forth, to achieve that level that I wanted. When I see that the mortar was touching the bottom of that string, that would have gave me the sign that I was where I wanted to be. But maybe we can do that for the rest of it. Thought about it too late when I tried to do it. I already had mortar down, and I couldn't squeeze between the paneling and the wood, so I left it alone, and I did the best I could with it. So we're gonna get mist in here, and here we go. Get that first layer there, and then I believe, from what I've seen, that this has to be done for 5 hours straight, every top of the hour for 5 hours, and then start soaking it more than just misting, letting that water get in there. So we'll resume tomorrow, where to show the results of the first the first third here of the job, and also see how this turned out, and then continue on with the rest of this. So I'll see you in a little bit here. It's the next morning, and this is what the pat, or the portion that I poured yesterday, looks like. There is some imperfections. I think because I use stones, those stones on as the bottom layer, it is possible that I didn't pack or pat the cement down into the crevices of those stones. And when I started pouring water, maybe I went too fast, and it started losing its structure. And I feel like there's definitely at the top what it seems like cracks. It is hard to the touch. I try to fix some of the cracks down there, and topping it with my foot, and put a hole in there. So I think to get rid of that, I'll just have to, what I'll do is I'll end up maybe covering it with a wet or mixed style of cement instead of dry. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you have to do this, the first couple misting of water has to be real light, or if you put too much water, it causes it to crack. So we'll see how this goes. I did like 4 or 5 sessions of approximately an hour to 45 to an hour minutes in between, and doing mistings maybe 3 or 4 times before I did some showering. But the showering seems like it's what started cracking again, because I did see that initially, but I fixed it by taking a strainer and putting a light coat of cement over the cracks and stuff to cover them up. That'll work, but then putting more water on it, it seems like just overdoing it got me some cracks again. So I think maybe the rest of this is gonna get done the traditional way, and now with the dry mix, I'm already, I'm sorry, not the dry pour, I'm already out of the 8 bags, I'm sorry, the 4 94-pound bags that I bought for this, just for that. So it's gonna take like almost 800 to 900 pounds of cement. So we'll see what I decide to do, and we'll keep you posted. All right, gang, it's the following day after pouring the first third of this project. Towards the bottom there, we have some issues. It sunk a little bit. I think, like I said earlier, I don't think I wiggled this around enough to get it where it needed to be. But after that experience, I no longer want to be involved with the dry pour. So I am gonna go ahead and switch. My neighbor has this mud mix or mixer, and I am going to try to do the last 2/3 with that. I got my framing done. I'm gonna do the middle part, and then the end part over there. I got everything laid out, the height that I want. And what I've been doing is spraying a little WD-40 on my paneling to separate the slabs to create some space. And then I think I had what I'll do at the end here will be go ahead and smooth that part out and fill in the little hole that created down there. But other than that, it doesn't look bad. I mean, first time messing with this, not so bad. So we'll keep you posted. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of the last third here and how this beautiful machine works. Saves you all the time of the world. You have the water mixer there. I'm keeping it around 25, and maybe this one I'm give it a little more water. You have to find the consistency you want. You just load the bags in there, plug it in. It has a water attachment, and it just pours it for you. Does them up every now and then. That's how it works. Pours it right in. Everything is mixed for you. No need to keep an eye on it. And that's how it works. And I just spread it around. This is the last third of it, and almost done for the final results. 2/3 of traditional pour, wet, and 1/3 of it, not by choice, of dry pour. The dry pour didn't come out as neat as I wanted to. Some spots are suspect, but we're gonna try to do the best we can with it. Let it set, and right here I got a little dent that I'm gonna fill in with the mortar. Once all gets done, this looks a little rough on the top, but that's just loose cement. That's nothing that's gonna affect anything. Everything else is smooth as it's gonna be. Water's staying a little bit there, but I will fix that with the mortar as well when I raise it up to the level of the street all the way across, so that water that's coming down here won't sit in there and wear everything away. So there is the 2-day job, breaking away of the driveway and then rebuilding it back up. This took about 4 pounds of 94 4 bags of 94 pounds. So that was almost 400 pounds there. And then about 20 bags of 50 pounds for the wet pour. So what's that? Another 200 pounds, and then almost 500 pounds, like almost 800 pounds of total cement for this much here. So I think it's 101 inches all the way across in the front. I didn't actually measure this part here. Actually, we'll do it right now. I just measure. So like I said, 101 at the street end by 70 inches long or deep, and then on the narrowest length right here, that is 96 right here, 101 at the top, and then across the middle there, 47, I think is what I said. Yep, 47. I forget. Let me measure it again so you know if. And I went 3 inches deep at the. Usually through the middle, it was 3 inches deep, but then towards the bottom, obviously we had to angle down. So hopefully that doesn't give us problems. So 70 inches from this way, 101 across at the bottom, and then 96 across right here. So hopefully this helps anybody looking to do this kind of job. Take your time. I think you can do a dry pour, but you have to make sure that you're packing that mix all the way into your rocks and whatever you have, so when you water it, you don't crack it. And most importantly, just the first one or the first two are just a light mist, just real quick, nothing too much, because it will crack on you. The edges are fine. It's just towards the middle here that I sat there, watered in too much. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments.